What's up, everybody? It's that time again. It's the show where we talk about any and everything that makes you say, wow, okay, let's do this.
Yes.
Wow, this week is the most famous holiday, everyone. It is Valentine's Day. The day when we spend money on people that we probably not going to like next week.
Or you rush to try to find a date with somebody you ain't even attracted to.
Valentine's Day for me started in school. Remember, like, the
little
Valentine's Day
you had little cards, everybody. And if you didn't get one, you felt all sad.
I didn't like people from the jump in my life, so when my mother told me I had to buy those and give those out, I was like, why? I remember being the one and only kid that'd be like, I don't want to. Like, I never wanted to give them out.
That sounds about right. That sounds like you, yeah.
And I used to get a lot of them. I used to get a lot of little boys sending them to me, and I used to always be like, did you give me any candy? Like,
oh my God.
Because I only wanted the heart thingies. The candy.
I hated those.
Those were so good. That's
probably like chalk.
They were good.
I love the lollipops though. I was all about the lollipops.
I was all about the candy on Valentine's Day every time. Other than that, I was like, I don't really get it.
Wait, did your school make it mandatory that if you gave one to one, you have to give one to everybody?
Yes, because they wanted to, like, I think after a while they made it where you had to spread the love all around, because there was always one little boy in the class that was like light skinned and cute, and all the girls would give him one, and all the other little like boys would be like, I guess I'm ugly. So
I mean, it was the same for the girls. The girls were like
that too,
yeah.
And they wanted to create where people didn't feel that way. So I do remember that. I definitely was very antisocial, even very young. So I was always like, if I didn't get any, I was like, I don't care. Like,
I was really social when I was young, like really social, but I didn't care. I didn't like have feelings for anyone like that. Like, now I think about it, my first kiss was in 2nd grade.
She was starting early.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I like first.
No, but this is funny because like I didn't have crushes on boys. I actually low-key was like a little bit of a tomboy. Like I'd always play basketball with the boys and be like, I'm about to like
that was
beat your ass. Yeah, exactly. But okay, so 2nd grade was my first kiss. I was on the swing set, having my time of my life, and one of these boys like ran up behind me and was like, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second, Ava?" And I was like, "All right, fine, I guess."
Can I talk to you for a second, Ava?
I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. I'm on the swing, so no, but whatever. I stopped.
Was talking with like some Billy D. Williams talking on the swing.
So I stop, and I'm still on the swing set, and I turn around, and he kisses me, and then runs away.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I was like, what just happened? But then I ended up getting a crush on him forever after that. And then years later, I learned that it was a dare that they had done for him, so I wasn't even like a real crush. Whatever, he's like 5'5".
It wasn't like that with my neighborhood. I don't think when I think I originally started to like notice that boys liked me, they weren't trying to kiss me. In my neighborhood, which was like Harvey, Illinois, y'all know where that's at, they weren't trying to kiss. These little boys were trying to do some other shit early. So I remember it was all about touching a girl's booty first.
But you all didn't even have booties back then.
I didn't even know about it either. You're right. I wasn't even thinking about it. It was like 3rd grade, and I think dudes were like trying to just run and like rub on your booty and run. Like, and it was just like weird. I feel like
you'd be like, was there something on my pants?
Listen, I remember when it first happened to me on the playground, I was like, some kind of like response like that.
Right.
Like, what? Like, I don't even think I like knew what he was trying to do. Someone had to tell me.
Oh my God, that's so
they were like, girl, he like you. And I was like, oh, I thought there was something on my pants. Like, I don't know.
That's too funny. I mean,
which brings us to our topic today, which comes with our thing called love.
You would think it's going to be love because it's Valentine's Day, but no, we talking about heartbreak.
Heartbreak, guys. Like, there's always like a heart in the emoji category on your phone, but there's always the one with the crack in the middle.
There's always the broken one.
So, like, when was your first heartbreak ever in life? Like, starting really young.
Well, okay, because here's the thing about heartbreak. Of course, like, we're going to talk about our experiences, and luckily, we've been lucky enough that those are more relationship-wise. But there are a lot of heartbreaks. There are, like, your parents leaving, or anyone you know dying, or friendships leaving, or there's so many different type of heartbreak in this world. So even though heartbreak is really, really, really hard, I was lucky enough for it to be an end of a relationship, or not technically, we weren't even in a relationship. It was him deciding.
You know how we do, ladies. He's like, he with me.
Oh, he gonna come around, right?
Like, can't be coming around here giving me that kind of dick and thinking you ain't my man. You my man.
Yeah, my first, the only heartbreak that I can feel that was my true, real heartbreak, like I torn from every piece of my body, was when I was the guy that I lost my virginity to. And
oh my God, I didn't even think about the virginity life. Yeah, those are usually.
But it was 8 years later it was 8 years later because I waited 8 years for us to like be together, and he was like, "Yeah, I never really loved you, and I never thought I was ever going to be with you." And I was like, "But I mean,
how old were you when he said something like that?"
24.
Okay, he was old enough to be an asshole. So I was gonna be like, well, maybe he was too young to know.
Or maybe even 25.
He was a true asshole.
He was a true asshole. But the truth, I mean, the heartbreak was coming throughout the heartbreak was coming throughout the years. I knew it always was, and that was just like devastating. Like, not just this person who I feel like I love. Although now, like, looking back at it, having time with it, you realize different things. We'll get into that later, but. Mm-hmm. It was the fact that I had put so much time and effort and energy into believing and hoping that this will one day work out. Yeah. So it was also heartbreak from that. You know what I mean? It was like my dream of this future is shattered too. You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of people say that when they talk about heartbreak, it's not just about being disappointed about the relationship. A lot of people are like, I put so much time.
Yeah.
I put so much of this.
Yeah. And actually that's true. So I learned that there's scientific evidence where the people stay in crappy relationships
because it ain't nobody better.
No. They stay with it because of how much time and effort they put into that relationship, and it's the same thing as gambling addicts. So people, you'll be like, if you don't have a gambling problem, you'll be like, I don't understand how you can sit at the table for that long, lose all your rent, and still keep going. And it's the same way as like, well, I don't understand how you can be with a man who treats you like shit and tells you he doesn't love you and keep going back. It's like, because you're like, well, I put in so much time and effort, the payoff will come and it will be great.
Yeah, and it's like, no, we can sit here and
because it almost feels like accepting that the payoff will come is better than accepting that you lost all this time and energy and money and whatever. Yeah, like that, you know. So when was your first heartbreak?
Oh my God, I think it was a basketball game.
Okay. All right. Let's hear this.
That's the first time I ever was like disappointed and heartbroken that we didn't win.
I hate you. You're gonna need to get deeper than that on this shit.
I remember I was very competitive as a kid, and I remember my mother was. I will never forget this day. It was either a basketball game or a track meet that I didn't win, and I remember crying in my t-shirt. And my mother was like, "Are you crying?" Like, she was disappointed.
She should be disappointed. Well, I mean, no,
she was like, "Are you serious? If you don't get I lost this track meet. Look at me, somebody here. Get in the car." And I was just like,
she shouldn't be disappointed in you crying. I understand that, but she should be disappointed in the fact that that's your first heartbreak. Okay, because
that was my first heartbreak. I'm trying to like as a child, or not even as a child, because you have a crush.
Oh yeah, I had so many crushes as kids, and that if they didn't like me back. That felt like the world was ending.
I think this is great that we're talking about this because this is helping me learn about myself as an adult.
Right, there we go.
Because I'm like, I don't think I ever gave a fuck.
You just learning that? You say that every episode. I never give a fuck. I never give a fuck.
In my youth, I think that this might be true, guys. In my youth, I think that there was little boys that I liked in my class. They passed notes. Do you like me? Yes or no? Would you be with me? Yes, circle. I think I had a lot of that, yes, kind of thing, and then they would move on to the next girl, and I would kind of be like, you kind of feel something like, dang. But I think I would bounce back pretty quick. I would say my first official heartbreak, I dated this guy in high school. He was such a bad kid. I loved bad boys.
She still does.
He was the worst. His name was Antoine.
Ooh, you should have known.
First of all, Antoine. Thank the Lord, or whoever was watching over me. They was like, let me go ahead and slide you up out of this Antoine category. I don't even know if I even know what an Antoine is nowadays. His name was Antoine Johnson. Ooh, girl.
Ooh, Antoine Johnson. Oh.
I liked him so much. Oh, my God. Not only was his name Antoine Johnson, which, by the way, sounds like he could be in jail now. But his name, like his neighborhood name was Little Crispy. Ooh, I'm going to drink to that. Mm-hmm. Wow. He drove a blue Cutlass.
Woo!
He drove a blue Cutlass. He was older than me. He's from the west side of Chicago. If you know what that means, ladies, he was crazy. But I loved it. He was funny. He was edgy. He had a car.
So then what was the heartbreak?
He was fucking everybody else, and I wasn't ready to have sex yet. So since I wasn't willing to give up my virginity, he was definitely treating me like that. And it hurt my feelings. But I was always bad about it. And if my best friend Ebony is watching this, I remember he was cheating on me again because I wouldn't give my virginity up, and we caught him with this girl that was giving up her cooch with her fucking fat ass, whatever her name was, with her bogus ass haircut.
I just came right out.
And I rode up on him. We was listening to 3 6 Mafia. My friend Ebony had just got her permit. She didn't even have a license yet. We rode up on him in her mama car, and I was like, come over here now. And he was looking at the car like, these bitches is crazy. And the old girl got scared. Yeah, I was turned to, I think I was 16. I was 16 years old, and I remember rolling up on him and her. They was hugging outside, and I was like, fuck this bitch. It was crazy. And that's when my best friend Ebony was like, yeah, I'm going to call you anytime I need backup because you ready. Because I was so mad. But it hurt my feelings, though, that and then he did it again because he ended up having that situation happen with her. And then I came and drove up on them mad. And then he was supposed to take me to prom, but he took this other girl named Linda Gordon. And you follow me on Instagram, bitch. He took Linda Gordon to prom. Because he couldn't graduate high school. Right. We cool now, too. Hey, Linda girl. We cool now, to this day. But he took her to prom. And that's the first time I, like, cried. Because him and I were, like, really, really, like... Because he didn't graduate high school. He was, like, really bad.
Yeah, this
is
like, right here. Yeah.
He had to go to, like, some kind of, like... boot camp school.
Oh, we have one of those. I think it was called Redwood. I know exactly.
Or something like that. Where he had to go to like
finishing, but not finishing.
So he wrote me a lot of letters. We wrote a lot of letters to each other. Like when I was in high school, he couldn't be in the high school. I wrote him letters, and like my mom was like, that was the first time my mother was like, we got to talk about sex.
Okay.
Because she was like, this is like a thing. They write letters. Like she likes him like him. This is y'all out here like pen pals. I gotta check and see if y'all gonna be trying to do it. And I was so thinking I was gonna go to prom with him, and yeah, he took Linda Gordon, and that was the first time it hit me. Like I was sad. I was fucking sad. But I was always like, yeah.
You were sad. But would you consider that heartache or heartbreak?
I was definitely like, yeah.
Because I definitely know the difference. Okay.
Not talking.
Oh yeah, like fell into a depression.
Yeah, not really wanting to hang out with my friends. But yeah, that was the first time that I stopped talking. My mother was like really like, are you okay? And like I didn't say what was wrong with me. I just was one of those types. But she kind of knew there was something going on. Because I had spoken to my mother about going to his prom.
Okay.
And then when I didn't go, she definitely realized that was why I was sad. But I was a sports head at that time in my life. So I just got real hardcore into basketball and just stopped talking to everybody.
Damn. Okay. So yeah, I would consider that a lot more heartbreak. Because so the heartache, something that we all really feel. But heartbreak is something completely different, and there's actually scientific evidence towards like what happens when your heart breaks. And the thing I would equate them to being sad versus being depressed. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like heartache is being sad, and being depressed is like really like it's a real thing. You get checked out. So heartbreak actually can cause you to die. Actually,
I don't think my heartbreak is bad. Like I mean. To be honest, the first time in my whole life have you ever this happened to me, and it was crazy because I had always been a girl that's been trained by my mother to bounce back very quickly or find something to get into. Like that's the way I've always been raised. Where like if something happened that hurts my feelings, I'm like, well, go real hard for this.
Right.
I want to say I want to go back to the same story, but like my broken engagement was the first time I ever continuously Googled heartbreak.
Okay.
I kept Googling because I kept on being like, this is not over yet?
Right.
Like every day I kept on being like, I get it. Thanks.
I mean, you even went to you even checked yourself in.
Listen, I had never felt like that in my life.
Yeah, that's
and I kept doing it and my health I had a lot of health issues during that heartbreak. So
so heartbreak, so there's scientific evidence that like heartbreak syndrome, which actually has another scientific name for it, which I can't pronounce, so it's okay. It causes your body to spike in stress and stay at that high stress level, which shuts your immune system down effectively, kind of. So you're also losing dopamine and all those things in your mind that make you happy.
Have you ever looked at yourself in photographs during your heartbreak versus yourself when you start to get better?
No.
And get over it?
The last thing I want to do is even look in the mirror during a heartbreak.
But it's incredibly interesting. I remember because I literally, I swear to you, that was like. I just could not figure out like why I wasn't passing.
Right.
I remember numerous of nights I would like lay in my bed and just Google like, you know, people's relationships, or I would like anybody ever been that heartbroken before where you're just like, he left and he didn't do this, or he didn't call and he didn't do this. Like I went through that.
Well, okay, so I think the heartbreak that you had in because the way that your fiance left you, just I'm not marrying you, goodbye, and never saw you ever again.
I never saw this nigga again. I know we lost that film last time.
No, we didn't.
Remember we filmed it when I had the story and they lost that video.
Oh my god, yeah.
I guess they can hear it from the last episode.
If you listen to Rejection Part 1.
Yeah. I had never been, you know, people break up all the time.
Right.
And then you either go back and forth on arguments over the phone or you know, whatever you do. But I had never been broken up before and never heard or seen the person ever again.
Right. So he just like up and left, like it just disappeared. So the heartbreak that you had was attuned to a heartbreak of someone dying, which is the worst kind of heartbreak when it's sudden and no closure. That's when so it is extremely rare, but this one type of heartbreak syndrome can be so bad, especially like, and it usually comes after a death. Your adrenaline can spike so high that your heart balloons up and causes you to have something that looks like a heart attack. So it is really rare, but if you know, definitely know yourself and watch out, you know, because that can happen. And that's also if I was researching that if you know someone that dies, the likelihood of you passing away within 30 days is also like skyrockets because your stress levels are so high that your immune system drops.
I've heard that before. Yeah. I've heard that before, but people that have lost people, they either die themselves or they get extremely sick.
Right. That's why when you're older, a lot of couples, like if you know your grandma or grandpa, one of them died, the other one dies right afterwards. Because you're already old. If your immune system goes down because you're so depressed, then of course you just gonna be taken out by the flu. Like
it was such a confusing time for me.
Well, yeah. So it's like death because he just walked out your life. Never
saw him again. I had to figure it all out by myself. Like I had to create my own closure. I had to create my own reasoning. I mean, lucky enough, I had great people in my life, friends, family, therapists that were there to like help me like figure out that if someone does something like that, that's not a personal, you didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Something's fucking wrong with this person.
Right.
If they're doing that.
But it's also the same thing. If someone died, you were also looking for answers. Why did they die, not me? Yeah. You know what I mean? How am I supposed to go on living without them? And then the therapist would be like, well, life just happens like that.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
So like, so of course you were Googling, like, why is this not gone? Why am I not, why is this heartbreak so real? I had such a great
amount of people around me that was trying to motivate me to move forward, along with my mother, my brother, thank God for them. A lot of great friends in my life that were like so there for me, but I'm not an emotional person. During that time, I literally cried in front of people in the most random places.
Right.
And that was not who I was, which made me feel so uncomfortable with myself.
Right.
Like I would cry at Ralph's. I would cry at Whole Foods.
Right.
I cried at restaurants. I cried at clubs. I cried.
She was a crime bitch.
I was doing Instacart that year, and literally I brought the saddest groceries.
The saddest groceries.
There were people that would tip me so great, probably because my glasses were so foggy. I never, and I have this.
So if you want to make money on Instacart, people just cry.
Look sad, or look like you have no life ahead.
Oh, no.
But I have one of my favorite hoodies. I still have to this day that USC hoodie. Mm-hmm. I don't let it go because it was my outfit for every day after that. I never wore anything else. I woke up every day and put on the same fucking hoodie. That's another thing that comes with heartbreak.
Right, yeah, depression.
You stop caring about yourself.
Well, yeah, and those are signs of depression. Depression is, you know what I mean, definitely when you lose interest in things that you used to be interested in. You don't have energy or motivation to do the things you need to do. And then the saddest part is the only thing that's really going to keep you moving and keep you going after heartbreak or anything like that, or depression, is getting out and exercising and getting your blood pumping to get all of your levels, every chemical in your brain to get back to normal. You have to literally push your body, but that's the last thing you want to do.
Girl,
you know,
you
don't even want to shower.
I fell asleep, I think at that time, every day at like 5:30. I just was done with the day.
Damn.
I was
like, sun's down, day's down.
Funny thing though is, after I'm thinking, that happened. It took me about a year to get over that, but that much early sleep and not eating and sadness. I looked amazing.
Yeah, I was just saying, she was always
amazing. Like when I started leaving the house again, people were like, "Bitch, what is your secret?" I'm like, "Depression, bitch. Get with it."
I cannot.
I'm serious. Like I remember because one of my close friends, Alicia, her birthday was right around the time that I started to heal. Because I think it was a year later. We had broke up September of 2016. And Alicia's birthday was October, I don't know, right offhand, forgive me, Alicia, but it was October something. 2017 was the first time I had left the house. I never hung out with anyone. I stopped talking to my friends. I didn't leave I just did Instacart, guys. This was how fucked up I was. But I remember that one day that I went to her birthday party, everybody was like, I came in like depression looked good on a bitch, okay? Collarbones popping, cheekbones sharp, bitch. Okay? You been sleeping for like a year? Bitch was in a goddamn casket for a year. I came out, the smog ain't hit me like because I was just wearing sunscreen every day. That was the first time I wore makeup again. My skin was like, hold up, let me know. It was all the Beyonce songs was playing every time I came somewhere. I looked amazing, and I remember people being like, bitch, I mean, I know you sad, but shit, you might not want to get happy. I mean, like, low key.
I hate you.
People were like, just stay in between.
Oh my God. Don't get too happy, all right? Oh my God, I can't.
I looked so good.
Well, you lucky because my depression went the other way. I'd be like in bed eating, just like crying.
No, that's funny. Some people told me that they had it that way. I was like, mine was the polar opposite.
Mine, I just would just get fat and ugly, and it was just sad. Yeah, but I also, it never took me that long because I never. I never had a heartbreak like that though.
It took me, and it took me so long to the point where my mother and my brother kept on being like, bitch. It's 8 months ago.
Right. But people don't understand that it is like this chemical issue that's happening in your brain.
You know what it was? I don't want to say that I wasn't figuring out how to move past the heartbreak. The wow okay moment in this for me was the fact that this person was in my life for 7 years and just disappeared. I think that's what was messing with me. The wow okay was like, okay, great, you don't want to marry me, cool. But... that's cool. But you ain't never gonna be like, and scene.
Right.
It was like he was an app. And they just discontinued it. I was like, what? He was a good, you know how you go to a grocery store and you're like, wait a minute, they don't got this? How y'all gonna I love these. That's how that felt.
Shout out to Trader Joe's. Fuck you for not having the gluten-free.
It was 5 years of a beautiful blue-eyed man that just got discontinued. And they was like, sorry, I mean, I know we can give you no alerts. That's what was messing with me. Yeah, and that was the wow okay moment of that.
Right, because breakups are hard, but like someone just dipping like that is completely.
Girl, because you don't know, everybody goes through breakups. Yeah. I saw my ex. I'll still, actually, you live here. Does anybody know where Roy Basilari is? Because apparently he live in LA, but he doing real good. He got on a mask, so he good at being invisible. I never seen him again.
You know what's funny? I think I walked by one of my exes today on my hike. But he was not looking good.
I ain't going on no hikes. I'm not going to no comedy shows. I'm not about to be around no blacks. He said I ain't going to be nowhere where she might be.
He just staying in Koreatown right now.
He's somewhere because funny thing is, I was telling somebody about this the other day, and I was like, low key, if he was here, I would just get invisible. Then the movie Invisible Man came out, and I'm like, bitch, I would just get real deaf and blind real fast. Like, you know, the mannequin challenge. Like,
right.
I would just,
I mean, it's hard, of course, to go through heartbreak.
Oof.
And
being denied of what you want sucks.
Well, yeah, of course.
Being in love with someone and being told they don't love you back is whoo. Let me talk about it.
Wow.
Let's get into that.
Okay, let's get into that.
Heartbreak starts.
That's not even where I was going to go, but that is a great thing.
When you love somebody for real, like you feel it and you love them and you like, I will do anything for you. I want the best for you.
And they just don't feel that way for me.
And they are like hardcore about it. That is some.
I mean, low key, I feel like the reason why this society nowadays is all about like self-love and, you know, independence and all things is because we realize how shitty everyone is and that most people are going to treat you not the way that you should be. They're not going to love you as much as you love them. So you have to get it from inside because otherwise, we'd all just be killing ourselves.
I think that we are, but the suicide rate is pretty high. But I think that our generation also is what I call we understand the stove tactic.
Right.
The stove tactic is we won't put our hands on that hot stove again.
I mean,
our generation is very much like that.
I wouldn't necessarily, because I'm more like, all right, that was hot, but how close can I get to it again? Ooh, I burned. Ooh, can I get this? Oh,
I think but as you get older, don't you think that you?
Yeah, definitely. So that also brings us to like, where does, after you have that heartbreak shattering experience and you do get yourself back to being normal, what happens next? Do you let yourself fall in love like that?
Oh, and also understanding what it feels like to be on the other side of heartbreak. How does that make you feel when you've broken someone else's heart?
See, I don't know if I've ever broken someone's heart.
I probably just don't know it.
I was thinking that. I was like, I probably just don't know it. But I don't. Personally, I know if someone's in love with me. But
I be breaking hearts. I know exactly.
This bitch be breaking hearts left and right, so I get that. But
I know.
And she would just be drinking her wine, laughing.
Not necessarily laughing. Now, if I like this person as a person, a lot of times I'm like, I knew this was going to go down this road. I knew this was going to come to this, and it does bother me. I've had a recent situation where I liked someone a lot, and I knew that I was going to hurt them due to the fact that I was in between something, and I was just getting fresh out of a relationship, and we didn't expect it to be the way that it went, and how the feelings. Sometimes you have no control of how you're going to feel about somebody. Sometimes you can be like, oh, I just want to date. You ever had that happen to you? You ever had that happen to you where you're like, I just want to do me and just date and have fun, and then like all of a sudden you meet someone that's like, holy shit, like what is
Yeah,
this?
that's literally waking up for me every single day. So that doesn't like, hello, I'm always like, oh, okay, I just want to have dick. Oh my God, I'm in love with it now, and they're not in love with me. That's why. That's okay. Me all the time. But
I've never
had someone be in love with me where I was just like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it.
Oh my God, that's happened to me so
But
many
I
times.
can always tell when someone's falling in love with me.
I get nervous because I think that I have had that happen to me a lot.
Well,
I feel like a lot of guys fall for me, and I'm always like, oh no.
Yeah, because you two on your phone to be like, baby, oh what, you love me? Damn.
I'm glad she said that, because they say that people say that about me. You make me, you know what? I'm gonna make this. Okay, thanks, Ava.
No, but it's not a bad thing. You just like,
no, I probably should do better. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm trying to lock down shows.
I'm telling everybody this right now.
And be on social
being
media.
On your phone does not mean that you cannot pay attention to somebody falling in love with you. I'm just saying.
No, it's probably true, because people say that about me a lot. People are always like, bitch, you be on your shit. You is like, you in love. I've been told that since 2014. And I don't think Instagram was even that popular then.
But I'm still your friend, so we good.
But people do say that to me, like, you be on your phone a lot.
Right, but
you be on your phone. I'm always like,
but then
no,
you be like, but then why you falling in love with me then? What the fuck? But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm very in tune to the person that I'm with. So I'm always reading their energy, and I can feel if they're falling in love with me or not. To me, that's just something you can feel. You can tell if someone's looking you in the eye way more than they would anybody else. And you can tell if they're like just saying it for you to hear it, or if they're saying it because they mean it. And so I've never been the person who's been like, oh, this person's falling in love, but I'm not feeling it. If that ever happened, that happened like one time in my life. One time. And it was back in college. And this dude...
So you're more of a lover. That's good.
Yeah. Which means I get my heart broken way more than they do.
That's good. That's great that you brought that up, because that is a topic we should talk about. Have you been someone that's more of a lover? Someone that goes walking into it with a pure heart of love. There's some people that don't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
And some people that do not. I'm one of those. I'm one of those people that don't walk into any situation with a pure, for example, I was telling someone the other day, I was like, I'm a passionate lover in sex, but I'm not a passionate lover right away.
Right.
It takes a lot to get to that. Like the compassion of me, like being it takes a while. Some people are just open to that, and that's great. That's not a bad thing at all.
And I think that may be the reason why so many men be falling for you, because they're like, oh my God, I want a winner. I need to figure out.
You're probably fucking right. No,
which is
a lot of that,
and especially in this society, they're like, oh, these women, like on the other half is me, who I come into it, with an open mind, open heart.
Right.
Then people be like, oh, you're, the society says you're too thirsty, or you're too.
I know. What is that?
Which is bullshit. Because I'm thirsty for your dick. I don't need your dick.
What is this?
And I don't even need your love.
Water, sir.
Right, I have my water. I got water.
Wine.
I got wine. I got sparkling water. I got a purifier. I'm good. Okay, I'm hydrated. Okay, but here's the thing. Like, stupid. That being said, then they get scared that I'm trying to give love, which is like, why are we in this place where showing love and giving love is so like, ooh?
Now, that's great that you brought that up too. because this brings me to the topic, and I want to ask you, after being heartbroken, how do you proceed?
Right, exactly. Okay, so then I was in the two things. How do you proceed?
Like, do you feel like you're less?
Right.
Because I feel like I get less.
So I think that. Okay, so that one real heartbreak that I talked about in the beginning with the guy I lost my virginity to, it was like after 8 years.
And that's hard as fuck.
I never loved
because when you first have sex with someone, that is giving your. First of all, let's pause. Music. First of all, as women, we are letting you enter us. Mm-hmm. That is so much energy. Mm-hmm. That is so much energy.
And low key, he took my anal virginity too.
Whoa, that's another episode, bitch. Okay, but I'm just saying, like, as women, you're entering us. You're coming into us. All that energy,
and for the first time.
For the first time,
and then 8 years later, which I mean, it wasn't like he was.
That's a lot.
I was also sleeping with other people. Like I said, we weren't technically together at the time, but
like plugging into a wall. If you think about it, if you a plug, okay, let's.
You're gonna keep going in the same wall.
It ain't that same. You like, oh, this is a new plug. But
for 8 years.
But that plug that you went inside
like,
is like that. They gonna remember that shit different because they like that other one that was in there was he was loud. He was edgy.
He was.
Like,
oh my
it's
God.
just that I try to let men know that a lot because I feel like that's why most of the time they say that women are more emotional than men, and I don't believe that's true. Mm-mm. I think that just the way that
we're more open about it.
Yes, because men are, listen.
Oh my God. Look,
Aaron Hernandez, pause. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Go to Netflix, watch it right now. God
okay,
nightmares. But yeah. But yeah, so men be emotional too.
But
society tells you that you
that's
ain't
a lot
to
lose your virginity and somebody be like that. That's crazy. But that's
but it was ridiculous that it was like after 8 years and we had this connection. It wasn't just sexual. It was also this connection. Like I had He had lived in China for after we met, I went off to Boston to college and he moved to China for school or whatever. And we wrote on Facebook like fucking paragraph book messages every morning. I remember waking up every morning for a year and the most excited thing to do was to check my Facebook to see if he had written to me.
That's oh my God. Valentine's Day, guys, if you don't have anybody that makes you have butterflies.
So I'm supposed to do? Stay at home?
No, but I miss that. Like
I miss butterflies.
Get the text from someone that you can't wait to hear from, or the call from someone that you're like smiling about it, and you can't wait to say,
"Pause."
Hey.
Okay, pause. Here we go. You were asking me like, what heartbreak after heartbreak? What does it turn you into?
Yeah.
I used to love those things. I fucking hate it now. Anytime I get a butterfly, I'm like, see, now I can't talk to you anymore because I got a crush on you, and it's always gonna go bad. Like
that's good that you said that because I think men do that too.
Yeah, maybe
push you away. Or automatically send you a, hey, I think we should end this relationship text. You know, just saying. You know, something like that.
You know who you are.
Something like that. Because they get like, oh my God, I can't believe that I felt this way.
Right. But it's ridiculous. But yeah, so like.
But I think that's different from what you're saying. Like if you've been heartbroken before, that causes you to respond in that way.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you were like, I mean, they call it crush for a reason. Crushes crush you, okay? They just do. They just. Oh my God,
that was great. Really good analogy. Crush you.
It's like a boulder falling on your soul.
I almost spilled the line. Because that was pretty good. I was like, yo, you right, nigga.
Crushes crush you. So I'm playing that no more.
Do you think that... this is great because we're moving great on time, but do you think that there's a way to avoid being heartbroken?
Yeah.
Do you think that there is a red flag so you can see that this situation is going to lead to me being hurt?
Step 1, if you get butterflies, run. No, I'm just playing. That don't. That's not true. But reading someone's energy, that's how it really changed for me because I used to really just like you were saying, go into every relationship and be like love and happiness and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And that wasn't working. Okay, I just kept getting hurt over and over and over again. And so now I'll be interested in someone and like I'll know how much energy that I'm putting into that, but I'll also be very patient and kind of stand back and see how much energy they're putting in and reading their energy. And if I can feel their energy really liking me like that, then I'll go forward. But if not, it's like you said, like the flame thing. It'd be like, all right.
Yeah. Like I feel like now I still love and I think I'm in a great place with it now. I think after what happened to me in the past, I went through a lot of therapy and a lot of self-love. that self-evaluation with it. I think now I'm just more cautious on if I'm going to proceed. I am very cautious of how, like, but if it feels good and there's something that magnetic about it that keeps bringing me back to it, I'm like, okay, we'll keep seeing it. But
it's funny because we can sit here all damn day and be like, oh, we be cautious now, But we were hanging out with one of our girlfriends last night, and she pointed out, she was like, none of those men are good enough for you. And I was like, hold up. Do you think about all your girlfriends and think about all their men. Do you think that any of those men are good enough for the women? And she's like, no. And I was like, yeah, no female thinks that any guy, like any friend that they have is with the guy that's good enough for them, because they hide two reasons. One, they see their friends on a high, pedestal, which is great. We lift each other up. But because when women talk about men, we're basically always talking about all the bullshit that we can't talk through with the guys. We release and vent to our friends. So they're only hearing the worst part.
That way. Men, a lot of times, when you ever been out when you're with your guy and he has his friend, like they not looking at if she's great. They looking at, oh, she bad,
I mean, we do that too.
He fine? No.
I'm always like,
we be like, do he got a job, Keisha? Does he have money? Like,
yeah, I mean, I would love
that fine shit gets real played out in the 30s.
Okay, so all right, so yeah, in our 20s we're looking for how.
Yeah, you be like, oh, he tall. In your 20s, you like, oh, he tall. Look, he light skinned. In your 30s, you be like, how long is his pockets? Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, is he punching you in the stomach? If not, because some people, we can get into that.
Punching you in the stomach? What?
Because I'm just saying, like, in your 30s, you could be like stupid and be like, he's stabbing me, but he got money. Some bitches be dumb and keep.
Okay, wow, okay. I don't even know how to.
Episode we'll get into like abusive relationships, but I do know women out here that be like, he got money, but he be like saying crazy shit to me every day. I do know a lot of girls that are married to somebody who is that man that runs a household. They don't gotta have a job. But he disrespectful and he rude and he ain't a good time.
Okay, so that brings me to my other part of heartbreak.
So you could be in a relationship and be heartbroken.
Right, yeah. But okay. So here's another thing. There's all this scientific method and all this stuff is really a bunch of, you can tell Ava loves to research.
Ooh, that's good to say too, because I know women that are heartbroken while being married. Because usually people that are heartbroken are broken up.
Right.
Have you ever been heartbroken in a situation?
Yeah, I feel like women...
I know a lot of married bitches is like real heartbroken about their husband.
Yeah, a lot of women. So women tend to get to that emotional part before men do. So women will emotionally leave a relationship before physically leaving a relationship.
Ooh, I love it. Yes. I want to clap, but I'm gonna just. That's so true.
Yeah.
And it is so real.
Right. So it's funny because on the flip side, how you were talking about how like your man just like dipped and left that. He may have been a little bit of a girl. Maybe he had a vagina, whatever.
It was close.
Because, like, men will also be like, so my girlfriend broke up with me and she won't answer any of my calls or anything. We've been together for 10 years. And it's like, yeah, because she was sending you signs for the last year or two that she was not happy and you weren't picking up on them
signs. Yeah.
If your girl just loses 40 pounds and starts, like, a new anything.
Back to my joke, if that bitch found God... If she started a new yoga class or she all of a sudden cut her hair and it's blonde, she finna leave.
She leaving. Okay, so the dope she leaving.
She leaving and she's getting over you. It's a 30-day revenge yourself plan.
Right, and that also goes into heartbreak. The reason why women leave relationships emotionally first before physically is because we are trying to stop ourselves from having the heartbreak that she did. That like death type heartbreak.
Ooh.
So we take it step by step. Well, you know what? I don't really feel like connected to him anymore. And we let ourselves deal with it and think about it and feel it out for a while. And then by the time we're gone, we're gone.
It's like my mother used to tell me, like, I would never tell, my mom used to tell me great stories when she was, because my mother was 28 when she had me. So she was still living her life. So I remember her telling me, she was like, I would never tell a man that I was moving out. He would just be like, oh, wow, your stuff is starting to leave every day. She was like, I would move some new shit out.
You are your mother's daughter.
Every day. She was like, I would like go to work, but I would take a box with me every day. And by the time I would be like, yeah, I'm never coming back, there would be nothing for me to like worry about leaving behind. I would just leave. And she was like, and they would not notice until like, they're like, dang, like, Ain't none of her clothes.
Right.
Right.
That's funny because I've done that too with my exes. So then when I finally did leave, they were like, wait, you're actually leaving this time? Because we would argue and fight and I'd come back a whole bunch of times. But every time I came back, I would make sure that I take my shit with me so that when we fought the next time, didn't ever have to worry about it.
Every woman does that. I've done that before.
Right. Men, like, pay more attention. Like,
I've done that before for sure. I've definitely done that before. Where I'm like starting to gradually like
right,
make sure
and the reason
my
is
favorite face wash ain't gonna be there next week. Okay. My hair stuff is gonna be gone. You gonna be like, oh, all she got is facial cleanser towel last night.
Mm-hmm. Because those are dollars. We don't
save it for your other bitch.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing. Like the reason I feel like the reason why women do that is because that going through a year of depression and like heartbreak where you want to
take it differently.
You know, be medically, in a psychiatric ward is so painful that we'd rather, because men are like, well, if she's unhappy, why does she stay? Because we're gradually getting out of it. We're gradually going through the heartbreak break slowly, so that it's not as knife cutting and jarring and stuff.
I'm gonna for time purposes, I'm gonna go into what was probably not only my own heartbreak, but have you ever watched your mother or significant other go through a heartbreak? And I think that watching my mom and my father's divorce and seeing how that affected her and seeing how she dealt with it did really affect me as an adult woman. Mm-hmm. I think that it made me really like, which I've learned now as an adult, like a lot of women won't admit this, but we should start telling each other this. If your mother is not married or in a great marriage, bitch, she can't give you the best relationship advice. Let's just
also, if your girlfriend ain't got herself a man who's Prince Charming, which we all know she don't.
Can we clink to that?
Then do not tell her that. Do not let her tell you that the man you trying to date is shit.
Okay? I'm saying I can't stand that.
You can say, I hope that he treats you better. That. You can say that. But you can't say, he ain't good enough for you. And he never will be.
Always trust
Shut the
believe.
fuck up.
Right.
Where's your man?
Right, bitch. And I feel like I'm always about listening to someone else's opinion and please give me advice. And I'm always about listening to my mother's opinion and please give me advice. But if you're not in a successful job, relationship, whatever, you can't tell me how to be successful.
I don't mind.
I can't stand when my homegirls like, bitch, he ain't shit. I don't know why you still. And then you see the same dick that been like treating her bogus for 9,000 years.
And she's like, well, I'm talking to the mirror man again. You're like,
what is he doing here? Why is he here? You told me to leave Darnell.
Right.
How you gonna still have your Darnell but I can't have mine? Like, I just don't get it. So I gotta be out here without my Darnell dick, but you get to still have your Darnell.
You just didn't want me to have no dick. God damn.
I hate that so much. Because that is true.
That is true.
You gotta have a good homegirl. Like, me and Alicia have that good homegirl relationship where we know we had shitty niggas and we would just applaud each other for being a part of a shitty situation and just like, bitch, hang in there, And we do that to this day.
We do that too. Yeah. I'll always be like, all right, you went back to him. All right, so let's deal with the problem this week. Like,
just talk it out. Because I'll say this too, heartbreak or not, I don't feel like anybody's perfect or any relationship is perfect. And I think I learned from my grandparents, which they were together 51 years. No relationship is perfect. It's really about what you can deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
What can you deal with? And I think I've learned that too with certain guys that I know are like, every week I'm like, I can't even believe he's doing this again. But it's like, I guess I can deal with this again.
If we put it in, if we make it like a magical stew or whatever, we put in whatever you can deal with relationships. Yeah. I would have also loved to throw in self-growth. Because if we could all throw in self-growth, then all those relationships would get better. Like, everybody always just needs to be working on making themselves better and everything. Then,
and that's important with heartbreak, because sometimes heartbreak can steer you to not.
It can drown you.
Yeah, it can drown you. It can drown you. Which brings me to, I was going to get into a quick fact about heartbreak. It says 100% that a broken heart and emotional pain can negatively affect physical health. Says her name is Courtney. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but it must be Nesbitt.
That's actually my cousin's last name.
Miss Nesbitt says that who practices individual couples group therapy. She says the mind is a very powerful thing, which is true. A powerful organ, which is true. And heartbreak is a very powerful organ as well. So when that happens, heartbreak is a very powerful emotion. When the two combine, it can certainly produce a physical reaction, which a lot of times goes in a negative place.
Right. And that's also the reason why a lot of people well, that and the reason why putting in time and effort is a lot of the reason why people will go back to people that they know they no longer want to be with.
Ava for that one.
Because they're trying to avoid this physical negative reaction. It's basically, unfortunately, it's kind of like addicts. When people will be like, "Why are you still using it?" I don't know.
Codependency.
Yeah.
Or dependency. Episode. Right. So we can talk about codependency because that's a real serious thing.
But addicts, people don't understand that when you're addicted to something and you stop using it. By the way, we'll talk about this.
I don't know if y'all talking about folks that have her with this shit.
I hate you.
It makes me laugh though because she's like, I'm not addicted.
No, I'm addicted all the time. Look. I'm not smoking these to like bring.
Let me tell you what's gonna break her heart when they shut these down.
No, that's not. I know they shut them down. I know, and I hope they do because these motherfuckers got me hooked. These are not good. I'm not smoking these on here to get.
When the U.S. what is it?
Do not use
shut these down. This bitch gonna be like, let me tell you how I feel. She's gonna have to do an episode of Heartbreak on knees. I can't.
Jewel, I can't. No, these are addictive. Do not do them.
It's so funny.
It's horrible, and I'm addicted to it.
They're
horrible. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you right now. This happened last night when I ran out of my pod.
And you gotta be ready for her pod ass Ava.
I had to run to the liquor store and get it. I was like,
first of all, you might get a clap out of her, and she likes me, and she don't clap that much. But she was like, first of all, why you worried about what the fuck I'm doing? I was like, ooh, bitch.
Oh, I did.
I was like, no, I didn't. I did not say nothing. Be careful. Be careful on your walk. She was like, yeah. And I was like, ooh. I got told off. I was like, no, you don't never care about shit.
Don't worry about where I'm going.
And I was like, you probably right. I shouldn't. And I was like, okay.
She was like, oh, you going to the liquor store? But we just bought a whole bunch of liquor. And I was like, nigga, don't fucking ask me what I'm doing.
I was like, I'll be right here. I'll wait for y'all.
These are not good. They are very addictive. Please do not use them. I'm trying to get off them. Anyway, that being said, when
they smell good though.
Yeah,
they do.
That's why I do it. No.
They definitely smell very flavorful.
When an addict stops using, their body goes through withdrawal. So withdrawal is a physical reaction to something that's no longer there. Now the different type of drugs are going to give you different type of withdrawal syndromes, but it's basically called being sick. So when you're
basically called being sick.
Well, no. That is a very...
The way you said it was funny.
I used to date someone who was a drug addict, so I know a lot of...
We all have. This is LA.
I mean, damn.
Your man right next to you is like, damn, I'm so sick of him. I wish he would love me like he loved them drugs.
Right? Oh, no! Oh, my God. Wow, okay.
Right. Wow, okay. That's real. I wish he would love me like he loved them others.
I wish he would pay for dinners like he pays for them drugs.
Okay, he's like, you spend $100 on this every week. Why you can't buy me no shoes? I ain't got no bags. Ugh. First of all, I've dated a lot of people. I be going off. I be like, I ain't got need me a bag, but you still up here looking stupid and high. They be like, shut up. I swear. I'm the worst bitch to date. If you don't want a vocal ass, nagging ass, then you don't want to date me.
I don't know if y'all have heard of the Crazy Hot Matrix. I would love to hear.
I just heard about it.
I just sent it to you. I might link it to this video.
We should. We totally should for Valentine's Day.
I would love to see what y'all think about your significant others, where they are on the hot Crazy Matrix, where you think we are on the hot Crazy Matrix, and where you think that the person you're next gonna date is gonna be. Because honestly,
we gotta post it for Valentine's Day for sure.
It's crazy. But but yeah, so the whole thing with the addict thing. So when you are in love, your brain actually does produce different chemicals that are like a drug. I mean, I can't remember exactly. It's dopamine and all these other things, but there's a specific neuro something that it produces, so that when it is taken away, it is like, you know, being addicted to a cigarette or being addicted to, well, we're not addicted to this, but addicted.
I kind of really like wine.
I mean, I really like it, but we also like put water in it, so it's not even like.
True. We want to be scared.
I
I'm so sick of y'all. I know.
But the truth is, being in love is like being addicted to something. So when you lose it, you're going to try. So when people are asking you, why do you keep going back to him? Why do you keep going back to him? It's because you're trying so hard not to be sick, as in go through withdrawal symptoms of not having that drug.
That's so true.
Boom, done. Okay?
We just saved your whole life.
Don't fall in love. Don't have feelings. You feel those butterflies, you run for the hills.
I wouldn't say that. I think love is so beautiful.
No, of course love is beautiful. Okay?
I think
so is wine is beautiful.
It's great.
Anything is beautiful in moderation, but the problem is
in moderation. Yeah, I like that you said that.
Right, exactly. But or if you're going to like when I quit these, I'm going to quit them slowly. Like how women
did she quit?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Jules.
But that's also like when women are emotionally getting out of relationships, that's why they do it slowly and then physically get out of it because they're trying to like wean themselves off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that
also, just in case, I hope y'all know, when women have sex, there is, when we orgasm, there is a specific chemical only in females that is released to make us be almost low-key in love, feel in love with the person that is right next to us.
Hell yeah, because you're like, I'm holding on to this motherfucking dick.
And that is specifically biological reasons.
You just made me feel like this, I'll kill you.
No, it's well, yeah, okay, but no, it's like your body releases.
I was joking.
Of course,
I was like, I won't kill.
Everything we basically say is a joke anyway. No, but that's because it's biologically we do it, or the bodies do it, so that like if this person just impregnated me and I'm in love with him and I sit next to him, and, okay, and I stick next to him, then he will protect the children that he just put in me. So yeah, but unfortunately, which sucks because we also have this cognition now. You know what I mean?
Whoever set us up for this bullshit that's putting in.
So I'm saying, if you about to
dear God, I'm gonna need you to change it. It's 2020, and I need to be thinking like I want a French bulldog. Nobody needs to be protected.
Yes. Oh my God. And I'm not trying to be impregnated. So take this goddamn like
yeah. You're gonna ruin my abs.
Right. So like women, when you about to come, you push that nigga off. You get him 10 feet away from you.
No, you just start as soon as you come. You just be like. I'll twist my head down, check my nails. You got to think of something else. Like, just don't think that this is no. Mm-mm. I know. I guess even being in my hardest core, because I feel like I'm a hardcore girl.
I mean, but the one good thing about
that, I definitely feel like when he like make you feel like that, you definitely be like, oh my God, like
I mean, I can get over this. Oh here, look. So the drug that's released in your body when you have sex.
Don't let it happen to you, girl.
Don't talk to him for 3 days and you go back to normal.
I can't say it. Kind of serious, but kind of true.
Right. No, but that specific chemical, don't talk to him for 3 days and you'll feel like you normally do. It's like, ooh, okay, I was hungover, now I'm okay. But being in love, now that's a whole different other story. That is like we're talking about, this heartbreak is real. And God forbid if you lose someone that you love, like by dying.
That is just, okay, let's end this on this. Like, how do you
find support of anyone?
Oh my God, just have the best circle ever, if anything.
And I know, and just like how she was saying when she went through her heartbreak with her fiance, people would be like, "Are you not over it? You're not over it." Don't listen to anything like that.
Yeah, like you got to gradually take your own time to get over something. Honestly, right? It's not really up to what everyone else says or a therapist says. Right? Really, it's really not up to what anyone tells you. The level of how you need to move on from it. I think the best thing to do is really to understand that people are people, and nobody ever really wants to hurt anyone. Honestly, I don't think,
and nobody wants to die. I mean, that's
none of that. I don't. I honestly, from that heartbreak, I've learned that no one wants to hurt anyone. No one really does. It's just people are people, and you can't control what anyone else ever does. I think if you do fall in love, which you should, I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is.
I think when I'm in love, I'm so great, and I'm vibrant, and my skin's clear, and I'm happier, and it's so awesome. I love being in love. I'm a Libra, and I got a Virgo. No, my Venus is in Scorpio. Oh, God. And I feel like I love to provide. And I'm one of those women that I don't want to, like, it's, the new age woman is like, oh, he can't tell me shit. I would like my man to try to tell me something. I like him to try to, like, be like, baby, you should do it this way. Like, I'm such open to that, and I want to be a provider for my man, too.
I want him to be as invested in us as we are invested in them.
But I think the best way and the healthiest way to get in love now is to not only have a lot of self-love, but also have things in your life that you're into. And I think that's what a lot of people don't think about. Like, what do you like to do for you? What is that inspires you? And you can never let that die with the person that you're with.
And the reason, and it's crazy because I've actually been researching that recently on my own. And people say like, oh, that's what attracts other people to you. But to be honest, that's kind of like your fail safety thing. So if he does leave you or he doesn't leave you right, you still have the things in your life that you loved so that you don't go through this fucking heartbreak.
So true.
That literally could kill you. Like, I mean,
you cannot avoid the fact that heartbreak is going to make you feel some way. Like, I don't think you can avoid that. It's a part of life. Yeah. It's a part of being the process of taking the risk of being in love. Like, if you want a relationship, you have to be prepared for it. It may not work out. That's what it is. You will. But I think now what I know as a woman, that if it doesn't work out, the love that I have for myself now is so different that I will go through the heartbreak and I will go through the symptoms of what we just read to you and what I just said, but I don't think it'll be as long.
Right, true.
I think the things
so
that
the good part,
finding the hikes, I love that. Finding the thrifting, I love going thrift store shopping. It's my everything to myself. I love comedy. I mean, now when you find that though too, you'll be able to find the best significant other for you too.
True.
Because now that I've gotten so into the things that I love, when I am in a relationship with someone and I am into them, I never let them distract me from the things that I do on my everyday basis.
True. And also, like, I was kind of saying, you know, how going through heartbreak can kind of dull you to wanting to be in love again, or, you know, stop you from going in full-heartedly again. But the truth is, going through a heartbreak, everyone will at one point in your life.
You cannot avoid that.
Because even if you're lucky enough to not have anyone break your heart through relationships, someone you will know will die at some point in your life. That's just life. We live and we die. That is life. But going through a heartbreak and getting through it, you will always know that you can still survive.
And when it happens, you just gotta say, wow.
Okay.
That's what you're doing?
Right?
That's what's happening? Okay.
Well, wow, I lived through before, I will live through it again. Okay? And I'll look better after.
Life is a long journey. You're gonna go through so many heartbreaks, and there's never gonna be... And then I hate to say this, but this is true. My mother told me growing up, nothing lasts forever.
Literally. Nothing
lasts forever. What lasts forever is the moments you build, the memories you have, the heart you carry. That's things
cute, because even those don't last forever, because when you die, your memories go away. But okay.
Oh my God, that's another episode. I don't know what to do.
We're gonna talk about conspiracies soon.
Oh my God,
so excited! Oh my God,
I can't wait too. But this has been a good episode, and I want to say to everybody, Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. We hope you don't have heartbreak. We hope you find your love. But if you do, know that you will get through your heartbreak. Yeah. Okay? Know that it is just your body reacting to something shitty.
And if somebody doesn't want, I think that we all need to start realizing that the work that we're all putting into ourselves is great. So if someone doesn't see that,
man and female, come on now.
If someone doesn't see the work you're putting into yourself and who you are, don't feel bad. Just understand that they're just not for you.
Yeah, and not even just they're not for you, but they're not on your level yet. They're not, if they don't recognize.
Now let's not say that for the people that are like clueless and they just think they perfect. And now be aware of yourself now.
That's what I meant. Like if you think that you perfect, you're not. And if you can't realize that, then the person who's leaving you realizes that you don't realize that and needs to move on because they're
wow. Okay, if you keep getting your heart broken by the same scenario
and the same looking kind of person, we know that person.
Then it's you, boo. Then you're gonna go ahead and have to say, wow, okay, I got to pick a different setup. I got to be different. Like, be aware of that. But I think it's great. I used to not believe in Valentine's Day, but I think this is great, a national holiday where we all remind ourselves that we should show love to people.
Was it St. Valentine's like something evil? It was
probably, in America, he probably was doing, they'd be stealing all the time.
I mean, like, Pavlov was like cutting dogs' heads over.
St. Valentine was raping bitches, I think.
Probably. He was like Jack the Ripper.
He was somebody shady, but we made it positive. The same thing with Santa Claus. He's a thief.
Oh my God.
That nigga was climbing in houses and going, they didn't tell y'all the real story.
He's a thief.
He's stealing.
Like, while he's giving you presents,
first of all, how did he get in my chimney with his
taking your mortgage, okay? Don't even worry.
I don't need. And then, Michael Jackson's like, he was fucking your mama, too. Santa Claus, listen, we made it into a positive. And I think that this is a good time to tell the person next to you, because we are in a crazy time in our lives. So it's always important to tell the person next to you that you love them and you appreciate them.
Don't be afraid. Okay, whatever.
And love is bigger than just a relationship. It's about friendship.
Forget heartbreak and intimacy and vulnerability and all that bullshit. Love is amazing, and you tell everyone that you love them. Even if you're scared that they won't say it back. Even if you're scared that you don't know how to. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, the one thing in this world that actually makes you feel alive is love. Like, love. Tell your mom you love her. Tell your dad you love him. Tell your sister, your brother, your lover. Tell your best friend. I love you.
I love you too.
Oh my God. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all.
This has been another fun ass episode of Wow, okay. Let me know what you think and send us some Valentine's Day shit. I mean, I need $20. I'm not sure, but
I was gonna say I'll do like some roses, but yeah, $20. I'm down with
that. You could fold my $20 into roses.
Ooh, I like that even better. Do that. All right.
Please follow us and comment, and subscribe to us. We're on Apple Podcasts now. Super excited about that. Also, follow me, Fatima Talia, on my Instagram page. I'm everywhere out here doing stand-up. I will be in Chicago coming up soon and everywhere else. And ask me if you want me to come to your city, because I can make that happen.
She will.
I will.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm Ava Ray Walker. You'll see us all around.
We planning on doing some shit together coming to city. So
tell us if you want us to have a live show.
If you want a live show in your city, you trying to get us to come together, make.
All right.
All right. Happy Valentine's
Day, everybody.
Bye.